What's up guys, Bluddshed here. Today we're going to talk about 3 of my favorite Witch Doctor builds that you can play here in Diablo 3 patch 2.7.0 and season 23. These videos are great because they're opening up the leaderboards more than ever before. If you don't know, there is going to be a leaderboard for every single set in the game, like individual leaderboards. And there's going to be like even a LON/LOD leaderboard for the no set builds. So you might want to compete on more than one leaderboard just for fun. You can be that rank 1 zombie bear doc you always wanted to be. Before we get started, if you can leave a quick like on the video, it's been helping me tremendously, the interaction we get on every video now. So big thank you to chat for that. Thank you guys. Also, we still have some time before the season goes live, but once the season's live, you can just go to my website, bloodshed.com. It's free for everybody. You hover over Diablo 3 and you look for your favorite Witch Doctor or whatever class you want, and they're all going to be organized in a tier list here for you to pick from, and then you just click the link and it'll link you to the build itself. Coming up first, we have the LON Dagger of Darts Witch Doctor, and I really like this build. It's kind of the original Bone Spear, right? Because the way that it plays, your little fetishes shoot darts with you. The way this set works is kind of interesting too, because it turns it into a generator. The Spine Dart rune, I believe it's called, gives you resource back, so it turns it into a resource generator ability. And then you can use like Depth Diggers and the Simplicity Gem, right? It's like a gen set. And your pets shoot with you, so it's almost like a pet generator team set. It's kind of cool, the whole play style of it. You are moderately tanky because we are rocking that LON set. And when you're doing a Legacy of Nightmare or LON set, you can use the Ice Climbers and Stone Gauntlets together to get all the benefit of Stone Gauntlets and no negative effects, because the Ice Climbers wipe it out completely. Gives you a nice fat 250% armor buff. And a lot of times you might see, why are you using red gems on a Witch Doctor blade or armor gems, right? That's why, because they give me armor and they give me a higher armor percentage to survive, you know, being in these kind of encounters in the thick of things. You kind of have to be a little bit close, but you can use your fetish army as kind of a meat shield wall to absorb projectiles. Even like the fetish army can project projectiles or can block projectiles from Rift Guardians. So it can really save you in a pinch. They sacrifice their life for their little tiny lives for you. Get down, Mr. President. The build's in a really good spot. And of course we get the Nemesis Bracers in our follower, and we get Flavor of Time on our follower now. So there's just 2 other items to not worry about when you're playing solo. If you don't know, they changed the way followers work next season. I'll try to remember to put a follower guide in the description of the video, but definitely I'll have one on my channel. You can find it easily. The build's really strong. I put it like in that A tier. And again, we're gonna have a tier list before the season goes live, so don't worry, rest your little head. We're gonna have it ready for you. Up next, we have an oldie but a goodie. Maybe some of you never played this before if you're just returning to the game, but they buffed Jade a while ago, and like maybe a year ago, and it's still solid, man. Jade's like in the maybe high B tier, low A tier. You can definitely do some damage, make some moves with Jade. I definitely recommend it if you haven't played it before. And again, like, Jade is the meta, right? It's the best build for the Jade leaderboard. Like, that's just how it works nowadays. There's more leaderboards, there's more clears than ever before, so definitely take advantage of it while you can. Jade's all about dotting and trotting, running around, you know, dotting up everything and blowing things up. It's kind of like you do damage based on the amount of dots that you have and the time of the dots, and then you use like Soul Harvest to trigger that big explosion. It feels really good. It's pretty mobile. You do stack a decent amount of cooldown. You have armor with Haunt, and yeah, you get to use a Ring of Emptiness. It's pretty cozy, man. I don't mind it. I like Jade a lot. It definitely is due for a buff, but again, I guess with the separate leaderboards, it doesn't put such a 911 emphasis on it, as at least you're competing with people with the same set as you, right? Kind of nice too, because not only when you use Soul Harvest and do your damage, you get access to all the runes of Soul Harvest, so then you're getting healing back from it. So you can group them up with Prononado, and then you can hit a multitude of targets, and then you get a bunch of healing back. So it's almost like how Leapquake is jumping, slamming, getting health back. You are dotting, slamming, and getting your health back when you pop your Soul Harvest. And of course, you're rocking Jaunt, so you can be invulnerable while you're DPSing. If you time it perfectly, you can have some good tactical plays with Jaunt. You can dodge like arcane beams, explosions, you know, someone charging at you, knocking you back. So you don't just always push it on cooldown. You do it when like it's kind of tactical, and then you get really good with it, right? All right, you know this build was coming, right? You guys knew we had to put this on the list. This is like the premier Witch Doctor build, the best build in my opinion, and it feels the best as well. It's the Mundunugu that you do, right? The Mundunugu Witch Doctor Spirit Barrage build. A lot of the same concepts apply. You got the Piranha to group them up. You got Locust Swarm to dot them up. And then you spam Spirit Barrage, right? And you have that big spirit above your head doing damage. You're sitting there, you're stomping the yard, clapping cheeks. Your boom doesn't trigger instantly like you do with Jade, but when they have enough damage done, they actually die. So like if you have the Rift Guardian to 40% health, and there's been enough damage accumulated on the target, it'll instantly proc and kill the Rift Guardian. It's pretty satisfying. Kind of sitting back and watching it in perspective, it's cool, man. They look like very thematic, like Witch Doctor. You know, you got lots of spells, spirits, you got these darts, and I think I guess they did a really good job with the Witch Doctor. I never kind of made a video like this series, and just sitting back looking at it, it does look kind of awesome together. Another cool thing about Mundunugu is you get this passive where you're getting your mana back for using mana, and eventually it just cancels each other out, and you basically have infinite resource. You know, a lot of times, you know, running out of resources is frustrating. Also with this build, stacking cooldown is frustrating. There's not like crazy cooldown requirements. There's not crazy resource requirements. No, you know what I mean? So this build is super chill. And again, you have lots of control, lots of damage. You have some big brain plays you can make with Jaunt as well. There's a few different builds you can play. You can be a little bit more glass cannon-y. You can go more defensive for hardcore, or just if you like more tankier builds. You have options, and I love Mundunugu. It's one of my favorite builds in the game. Has a special place in my heart. It did get a nerf this patch, but it was like in the S tier, and now it's like in the high to strong A tier. So you're still really in a good spot. It doesn't affect the speed variation of the build. I'm gonna update that on the website like everything else. The push variation did get knocked down a few levels, like I said, but it's still hella strong. And it seems like a lot of the S tier builds got pushed back, like the God DH. Do I think they should have nerfed it? No, because, you know, Witch Doctor needs one build to shine, but at least it's on par with the other ones. I'm also still putting the final touches on the Witch Doctor starter build. So if you're gonna play Doc and one of these builds maybe caught your eye, the Witch Doctor starter guide should be out very soon, if not tomorrow. I'm gonna be streaming all season long, twitch.tv/bloodshed. I'm gonna bring some Let's Plays back to the channel as well. I got lots of requests for that, and that's why I say it in every video, because a lot of people asked, and I just want to get that across. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for liking the video, hitting the bell notification, subscribing, all my patrons that make these videos possible. This is Bloodshed, and I'm out of here. Peace.